Hello and welcome. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Adirayo Senami. The federal government of Nigeria this Friday directed the assessment of a plant-based cough mixture as a possible treatment for COVID-19. Presidential spokesman Bashir Ahmed tweeted on Friday that the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, will carry out necessary procedures for the assessment of a plant-based mixture as a possible treatment for COVID-19. Ahmed did not, however, mention which plant-based cough mixture will be assessed. And in Ogun State, Nigeria, Governor Dakpo Abiodun says his administration has put in place a life insurance policy for state health workers and reviewed their hazard allowance from 200 to 300%. The governor, who disclosed this when he met with representatives of health workers in his office, said the policy should have taken off with immediate effect, but will wait to go along with the federal government, which is also putting in place a similar program. Meanwhile, aggrieved COVID-19 patients at the Kwanar Dawakin Isolation Center in Kano State, Nigeria, held two medical doctors and a nurse hostage for 4 hours. The former chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association Kano branch, Professor Aminu Mohammed, who confirmed the incident, said the health workers were on a routine medical ward round check when this incident occurred. It took the timely intervention of medical doctors, who are also carriers at the facility, to secure the release of the innocent caregivers already suffocating in their personal protective equipment. In another event, the Association of Resident Doctors of the University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital in Ondo State, Nigeria, has threatened to stop work over unpaid salaries. The doctors, who temporarily suspended their services, organized a mini protest at the premises of the University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital, Akure, the state's capital, this Friday, against the non-payment of their entitlements. However, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Wahab Adigbenru, assured the doctors that they will be paid, adding that efforts are on towards ensuring that the doctors receive their salaries anytime civil servants in the state get theirs. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, architect Olamilekan Adigbite, this Friday vowed to prosecute 19 illegal Chinese miners recently arrested by the Nigerian Police Force and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Osun and Zamfara states. The minister noted that the files of the illegal miners are being compiled and will be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions so they can be arraigned in court. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Update. We'll take a short break. When we return, United States Vice President spokeswoman tests positive for COVID-19. Stay with us. Details coming shortly.
Dear colleagues, as we continue to deal with the impact of the coronavirus, we are concerned that there's so much fake news about COVID-19 in circulation. Clearly, we are not just dealing with a pandemic, but an infodemic. As public relations practitioners, we urge all our registered professional colleagues in the NIPR FCT chapter, and indeed all citizens, to use the social media responsibly by only sharing information that is factual and authentic.
If you or someone around you displays COVID-19 symptoms,
please do not hide or assist someone to hide the symptoms, as you put yourself, health workers, and others at risk.
Working in a hospital also gives me the opportunity to let you know that COVID-19 is real. We should abide by the government regulations.
We commend our Honorable Minister of FCT and the Minister of State FCT for their relentless efforts in the fight against coronavirus within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
Dear FCT residents, dear professional colleagues,
let us take responsibility, maintain social distancing,
maintain physical distancing, practice frequent hand washing under running water for not less than 20 seconds,
and observe heightened personal hygiene. Stay safe, let's stay alive together.
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 This message is from the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, FCT chapter.
Welcome back. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Update. The Minister for Economy in Argentina, Martin Guzman, says the country missed a Friday deadline to reach an agreement with international creditors to restructure its massive debt, but negotiations will continue. The two sides have been deadlocked over Argentina's $65 billion debt, with three main bondholder groups rejecting a government restructuring proposal. The minister, however, said this week that his government, though willing, does not have the capacity to pay, and failure to pay will mean a default, a near-doomsday scenario for the cash-strapped country that could prevent the government from seeking credit from the financial markets. The United States Vice President spokeswoman Katie Miller has become the second White House staffer this week to test positive for the coronavirus disease. In spite of this, President Donald Trump continues to go mask-free, as seen at the World War II commemoration with veterans in their 90s. News that staffer Katie Miller had fallen ill boosted fears that the White House is at risk of becoming a viral hotspot, just when Donald Trump is leading efforts to wind down nationwide quarantine measures that have devastated the world's biggest economy. Still in the U.S., the United States Food and Drug Administration this Friday says it had issued an emergency use authorization for the first at-home COVID-19 test that uses saliva samples. With this test, people can now take their own saliva at home and send samples to a laboratory for results. The FDA noted in its release that the Rutgers test is currently the only authorized COVID-19 diagnostic test that uses saliva samples to test for the novel coronavirus. Meanwhile, doctors in Hong Kong, China have reported that a combination of 3 antiviral drugs plus an immune system booster helps patients recover faster from coronavirus. Researchers say the approach needs more testing, but it could offer another treatment possibility for COVID-19 patients. They believe that one of the driving factors in the success of the triple combination therapy groups was early treatment. The treatment was started within 7 days of symptom onset for the majority of patients in both groups. And on the tech scene, the Chief Executive Officer of Google, Sundar Pichai, has informed its employees to keep working from home for the rest of the year as part of a response by the tech giants to the deadly coronavirus pandemic. The Silicon Valley giant confirmed this Friday that their remote work policy will be extended until 2021. The news came along with reports that Facebook is also letting workers work remotely for the rest of the year. According to reports, Facebook had initially planned to reopen its offices in early July, but let people work from home if they prefer until 2021. In another development, Venezuela has charged 2 former U.S. soldiers with terrorism and conspiracy for allegedly taking part in a failed bid to topple President Nicolas Maduro. Luke Alexander Denman, who was 34, and Aaron Berry, 41 years of age, are among 17 people captured by the Venezuelan army, which says it had thwarted an attempted invasion by mercenaries in the early hours of Sunday. Attorney General Tarek William Saab said they had been charged with terrorism, conspiracy, illicit trafficking of weapons of war, and criminal association. They could face up to 25 to 30 years in prison. And in sports, the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has handed out palliatives to representatives of 14 different clubs and 2 communities in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria, as a token of support in the wake of the novel coronavirus pandemic ravaging the entire world. At the presentation of the packed items, the football's body's headquarters inside the MKO Abiola National Stadium, the NFF Secretary General, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, clarified that the palliatives is an initiative of the NFF as its own relief to a number of stakeholder clubs and not procured from the $500,000 that the World Football Body, FIFA, has promised to send to each of its member associations. And that's it on AD4 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website at www.ad4tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at AD4 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4 TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Adirayo Senami.